I finally got to see Wolf at the Horrorhound Film Festival. If you remember, this got me very, very excited. It's Werewolves and Romans. What more could you ask for? I gotta let you know up front, it's gonna be a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Alright, here, so to make sure we're on the same page, although how many werewolf Roman movies are there? Nonetheless, a group of Romans are sent to find their long-lost comrades into the wilds, and basically find out that, there's werewolves in these woods. Alright, it is likes time, and right off the top, so being independent cinema, a lot of what I get, especially being on the film selection committees, is, oh, well, it's independent, you need to cut it some slack, it's not going to have as good effects, it's not going to look as good, it's not going to have as good as acting, and I always say bullshit. There's no correlation, and this movie proves it. This movie is stunningly shot. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Put it up there against any Hollywood big budget movie, even though it didn't have the Hollywood big budget cameras and everything else. Absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and destroys that idea. Acting is all very, very solid. Special effects are very well. So specific to this film, however, as I said before, really like the idea that we're going to get some other perspective and time frame for werewolves, and not mention a single time, because it makes sense. There was no werewolf designation at this time in history. Second of all, much like the film Were, W-E-R, which you haven't seen yet, you absolutely must. This presented the werewolf concepts a little bit differently, as opposed to on the full moon, them turning into big furry hairy beasts, which I do love. This was more a transformation of man, but still man. So much like Where, these were clearly men, identifiable as former friends and allies that were, fanged and clawed and gnarly and dirty and semi-nude. And again, I like that because, it presents a different dimension to the werewolf mythology without ruining it. It didn't make them sparkle. Let's just leave it at that. So very wise, and, presents a different element. And then the other thing, really, really well done, kudos to the director on this one, is the sense of dread that it accomplishes. Because this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. So we've got some werewolves, right? But they're going up against the Romans. Now this isn't just Jane and Joe hiking in the woods. This is a disciplined, military faction of that time frame, okay? So, they form the O maneuver. They form up phalanx. They've got, their sort of ideas and concepts of how to face an unknown enemy. It's all for naught, but it's fascinating and interesting to see that interaction. So yeah, totally love just the concept, the execution, almost, everything about the movie, just top shelf. All right, it's dislikes time. And I don't know if I call it a dislike, but this is just sort of a personal thing for me. I would have liked to have seen more of the werewolves, or gotten a little bit more about their mythology. I understand why they didn't, right? That's not taking away from it. It's just me being greedy. I will have a little caveat, not a big deal to me, but I know for some of you, if you're huge gore fans, or you're huge furry animal werewolf fans, then this may not work for you. Werewolf furry animal thing is out. That's not gonna happen. And the gore is minimal. I'm not gonna lie. But again, that's not really kind of the focus of this. This is a horror of a different kind. Still very legitimately horror. What these people are going through and the tension that the director builds. But if you're just looking for eviscerations, you may have to look elsewhere. All right, it is Pinhead time, and obviously loved everything about this movie. Pet peeve, would have liked just a little bit more. Nonetheless, outstanding on every level. So it's going to be a 4 Pinhead movie. All right, what did you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section below. At the time of this review, pretty much it's not been released, so I expect maybe these comments to be a little slow forthwith. But once it is released, it's going to go bonkers, and I want to hear from you guys.